Good evening, brothers and sisters of my heart. My name is Publio. I'm going to sing a couple of songs to prepare our environment, to prepare for the Spiritist talk tonight. So, welcome to our meeting. So, the first song I'm going to call a song called Vibration. It's about how important to us to change our vibration in a good, like everybody knows, in a good vibe. That's the reason. So, vibration. When life lends a hand, it's time to open up your heart. It is time to love one another. It's time to take part. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality. And we join Jesus for eternity. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality. And we join Jesus for eternity. The second song is the song called Mother, Song to Mother Zephyrina. Is a spirit protector that always help us in our activities. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades flowing down the mountain, calling the children of earth, with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make your small son a good Christian, make your small son a good Christian. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold nights, support cascades flowing down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make your small son a good Christian. Make your small son a good Christian. So now I'm gonna sing a song that always helps me to calm my day, the situation. The song called "Calm Me Down," and really helps me to, when I mentalize the words, the lyric helps me. I hope it can help you too. If I close my eyes to pray, I heard the sound of the sea far away. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. Body harmonizes, how well don't need a hay. Music lifts his spirits in sweet ballet. Nature's love, a constant giveaway. In joy, in peace, my heart finds its way. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. If I close my eyes to pray, I heard the sound of the sea far away. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. Body harmonizes, how well don't need a hay. Music lifts his spirits in sweet ballet. Nature's love, a constant giveaway. In joy, in peace, my heart finds its way. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. And now a song to another mentor, another spirit, protector spirit, called Dr. Bezerra de Menezes, a good old man. Blue crystal eyes, the color of the sky, gray Beard, Santa's look-alike. Shine on your brothers on there, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Blue crystal eyes, the color of the sky. Gray bushy beard, Santa's look-alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Deseja de Menezes, Apostle of the Good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Deseja de Menezes, Apostle of the Light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ. And the last song is a song called Love in Action. It's a kind of prayer together with the song. So it's like this. Jesus, here I am, my knees on the floor, to say thank you, my Lord, for the lights that come through this door. Love is the key to change the entire world. Using these chains wisely, we will live in peace and harmony. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all this transformation, we just have to put love in action. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Spirit Talk. We thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Before we start, we would like to share a couple of announcements. We ask you to turn off your phone notifications and find a quiet place if possible. Our meeting will have a 30 minutes presentation followed by questions and answers. Then, after the presentation, we will have a spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So, we invite you to set aside the container with your water to be magnetized. Our meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Conference Americas through their Facebook and also every Saturday at 8 p.m. by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. For those who want to learn more about Spiritism, Get to Know to Spiritism is a free and online course that happens every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. Eastern. New class will be start on September 6th. The registration link will be posted soon, and everyone is welcome and invited to join us. So please stay tuned. We offer virtual live gospel at home. Did you know that? The gospel at home is an effective support for you and your family's spiritual harmony. We will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining the gospel at home study meetings. By posting the chat, you can request it. So please let us know. You are welcome to include your or someone else's names on the list of positive vibration for incarnate or discarnate. The person you indicate will be assisted by the good spirits to provide healing energy and strengthen goodwill. Please find the link in our chat. And the topic of today's meeting will be the return from the corporeal to the spirit life. Part Part 2, Chapter 3 of the Spiritist book, which will be facilitated by our brother Rod from Ottawa. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and they will be addressed at the end of the talk. Now, we would like to invite our tonight's speaker, who will also do our opening prayer. Welcome, Rod.
Hi, hello Marcelle.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing great. Better now because we are here. You are here with us, and we are very happy to have you again.
Thank you.
And
I'm happy to be back. Yeah,
we miss you so much, my friend.
I
Okay,
miss you all. Thank you.
okay. I'll see you later. Bye.
See you. Thank you. Oh, let's start with the opening prayer. I invite you to close your eyes and elevate your thoughts, your mentalization to our Master Jesus. So we thank you, Jesus, for this opportunity to be here today, understanding there are a lot of transformations in our lives in many moments that we live in our mission in this planet. At some point, it will be ended. So we will be all coming back to the spiritual life, to the spiritual realm. So this talking tonight will be an opportunity for all of us to understand a little bit more about it. And we want to explore this knowledge and spread the word to the incarnate and the disincarnated so we can be all together at once. Knowing we are not alone in any circumstances of your life, being in this planet or in the spiritual life, we ask our good spirits to be with us in those moments. And also, we want to give a good thought to those who just pass and experience the confusion, the difficulties, the understanding of this new moment of their lives. So we ask our good spirits, we ask Jesus to be with us, not only in this moment, but always. So be it. So I want to thank you all. As was mentioning, let me just share just a moment. So I'll be talking today for the Spiritist book, the second part of the chapter 3, which addresses the return from the corporeal to spiritual life. So this transition that we all will experience at some point in our life, as we know we are all spiritual beings. So we are living in this corporated life by a moment, a fraction of our existence. So this will happen, and we need to obviously address that to know a little bit more and be more prepared for that moment. So a thought about this, it's the soul is the traveler. The body, it's only a temporary dwelling. And that's important because in many cases, we give too much importance to the material body that we have, the material life that we live, the material things that make us move in many places, in many directions. But everything material is circumstantial, temporary. What really became what we are is our spiritual life, it's our moral values. Everything that we acquire here, all the opportunities that we use in our benefit to grow in a moral way will be something that we can care in our spiritual life. So that's something we need to reflect, because sometimes, in many times, and I can tell to you in my case, I forget that. So I kind of put too much attention, too much effort in certain material things that I come at the moment to say, why is that happening? Should I rethink? It's just a moment. Do I need to change something? So that reflection is important. Sometimes not possible to change the path right away, but at least give us a new perspective of our life. So the soul after death. At death, the soul becomes a spirit again. The spirits often say the the incarnated spirit, so the spirit who is living in our material world, in our planet, can be called soul. And when it's free from the material body, it's called spirit. So we transitioning, we keep the same as we are, and we will see that through the talk today. But there is a transition between both moments of our existence. It returns to the world of spirits it once left. Remember, the spiritual realm is our original place. That is the place where we belong. Right now, living our life here, and doesn't matter your designation. No, you can be a king, or you can just starting your life. You can have all the knowledge or just a small learning. We are all in the same process of evolution. So we need to remember that. And we don't have the full vision of ourselves, and that's important, because if maybe you have a high hierarchy position in a company or a lot of money, or I don't know, so maybe you have something that's really important here, but you're just seeing a fraction of yourself and your real life. So don't take that as a high level of importance. So let's learn to be humble, because we don't know our reality, right? So we just know this small life that we are living in, which is nothing through the infinity of our circumstances. Death is not an end, but a transition. So yeah, every death that we are facing is a return to our really uh, home, per se, and that transformation is part of the things that make what we are. Because when that happens, we will remove the vast of illusion that we may be living in right now. So we are be seen as we are. So it's like a butterfly who is transforming and getting the freedom that it's supposed to have. But one thing that we know, and this is from the spirit knowledge, is that we keep our individuality. And that's important because in many other views, before the spirits come in and clarify that point, we thought, oh, maybe we just become part of a whole connection or entity that we lose our individuality, and that's not the case. So we never lose that. We keep, and that's also a process that continues developing. Everything that I'm learning in this life or that I have from before will keep adding in under my personality. So I am building. And that is great because the spirits explain us that we always start in the same, simple and ignorant. Every us, every have the same beginning. So if you are more or less in advancement, it means we are enjoying and using more our opportunities to our moral development. If you are feeling, oh, I have a lot to learn, so it's still late in my process, it means we are not using that so well. And God give us the perfection in potential. So we are, yes, we are perfect beings, but we don't have that completely built inside us. So we have the opportunity and the merit of building our perfection step by step. So this is a great, and that's why it's so key. We keep our individuality because we keep learning, we keep developing through both existence, material and spiritual. If there's if it was different, there is no existence for the spirits because we will be losing that. All the progress that we made as an individual society will be lost. So it will be a restarting process every new existence. And we clearly see that's not the case. It's not the case of Earth. It's not the case of human knowledge. It's not the case our individual knowledge. As we see all the technological progress, the moral progress is happening, right? Not in the same velocity, unfortunately, but we can see how humanity is growing in possibilities, in discovering. So we are step by step progressing. It means the soul are coming back with more and more information and building from that. Memories and consciousness are retained. So we keep our memories. We keep the results of our acting. Remember, everything that I remember, everything that I know, everything that makes me understand myself as I understand. So my path through this life is a combination of continuous learning, and that I keep. So I will keep my personality. I will keep what I am. So that's important factor because nothing that we do, nothing that we think is lost. It doesn't mean everything that I'm doing and everything that I'm thinking it's good, right? Because we also have the free will for our choices. So God give us the perfection, allow us to get there, but allow us also to find our own path. Sometimes we are rebels per se, so we are resistant to doing the right thing, doing the good projects. And that can be in all perspectives. So it could be in our own house with our family, which is not by chance. So the family that we have, our parents, our kids, so spouses, there is a reason for those connections, and we need to deal with that on a daily basis. We also know we are, as incarnated beings, we are not one. So we are a trinity per se. So we have the spirit, which is the mirror of God's essence. So it is that light that is coming from God's creation directly, right? So it's perfect, it's shining, it's bright, it's full of possibilities. And right now, living Earth, we have our physical body, which is also a gift. Sometimes not perfect by nature, sometimes not perfect because we build the imperfection with our mistakes and vices, but still a great tool for our learning. But something so perfect as our spirit, and something that allow us to live in this planet, which is not perfect, right? We know the planet is it's in a process of development, needs something in between, and that is our pure spirit, which is our spiritual body who resembles our physical body and receive and conduct all those experiences through the material and the spirit. So it's like an envelope, retains appearance from the last incarnation because, as we know, actually the physical body resembles the spirit. The physical body resembles the spiritual body. So is that the material one's like a copy made molecule by molecule. So it's item by item, it's part by part, it's completely connected. So this exchange goes through all our life, physical one, and then when it ceases, we keep the same appearance because remember, the physical body was resembling the spiritual one. So we keep that. We know the spirits already explained that nature is very plastic, so we can by our thoughts adjust that, but I don't want to go deep on that. As Marcelo was explaining, we have a course for that. If you want to know more, if you want to get to know more about spiritism, knowing about the body, about the soul, about the spirit in details, there is a class only about that you will know more. So we don't want to go now on about that, but yeah, we have a amazing resource, virtual live class that you can enjoy. So acts as a link between spirit and body, as I was explaining, and what we take with us. So can I have a beautiful cell phone? Can I get my cell phone and bring to the spiritual world? I wanna call people, so I want the latest version of the cell phone. Can I get that? I'm joking because obviously we know nothing material can bring with us. Right? Doesn't matter how rich, doesn't matter how beautiful are our things, our cell phones, our cars, or our clothing. That will be all leave behind. So we cannot bring that left behind. So we cannot bring that with us. So, but what we can bring with us, what we carry, right? So nothing material, our memories, our lessons, our desires, our moral gains, and also our vices. So everything that we build on that perspective, we can bring with us. There is a good and a bad about that, right? Because if I'm working hard to become a better person, so I know my vices, you may don't have any, but I have a lot. So I kind of trying to work on those every day a little bit because I know I will bring those vices with me when I'm going to the spiritual realm. So I want at least live a little bit right, of that, but also my games and the spirits are very amazing. So they have amazing perspective when they say every vice that you start working on it, it's already becoming a virtue, so a quality. Doesn't matter if you're just doing 3% of your 100% of work, but the small amount that we are working, so we are paying attention on the device regularly, seeing that failing today and change, but tomorrow maybe we succeed a little bit. So this work that we are doing, the difficulty that we are facing, the constraints that we are working with ourselves are a build process for a virtue. So, and they warn us saying life on earth with all the desires and perspectives, the material acquirements, the possessions, will appear futile. So is that feeling of regret that we may have at the end because we think, you know what, I lost too much time in this or that should not supposed to be doing. So it's a learning. Other opportunities will come, as we know, as reincarnation is a process that we can always rely on. But every opportunity that we lost is a time. Remember the time? So we are stepping through the perfection. It means we are getting close to God. But every opportunity, so every life that we waste, or part of it, is just another round that we need to follow. So it's another process that we need to restart, all the preparations behind, all the groups that we are getting together to succeed, we are need to restart. So it's okay under the perspective that God's always opened the door for us, but it's an opportunity lost. So we don't want to lose that, at least not. We want to succeed as much as possible through our level of possibility, but for that we need to apply the knowledge, right? We need to change ourselves. We need to look through us. Sometimes we spend too much time looking at others, right? The problems that other have, we are good to point. But when it comes time to look to ourselves internally, it's a little bit more complex. So we need to work on that. We don't lose our individuality. We keep that, and we communicate. And that's another important aspect. So we are not alone, as we know. And the way we communicate right now between our friends and family, we also keep that possibility of communication through the spirits. And think about it. When you get together to your friends, normally our friendship starts or continue because we have something to share. So we think the similar, maybe not all the same, but we have similar thoughts. We have similar habits. So we have elements that make us create those connections. So we become friends. We do things together. Sometimes we do good things, sometimes we do bad things because we have that proximity of thinking. That keeps in the spiritual realm. So I'm right now here with you in this presentation, probably surrounded, probably not, for sure, surrounded by spirits that have some sort of similarity with me. Could be my qualities, right? I don't have that many, but a couple of those. But for sure, and almost for my moral vices. So those problems that I have, also me putting them together with me because they see me, they recognize me, and they want a proximity. So that distinguish, that individuality also brings this partnership that we build sometimes because we want, sometimes because we don't have a way to avoid it. On the Get to Know Spirituals course, I very often was receiving a specific question. Who I will meet after this life? So we all want to know that answer, right? So who will be there? When the door of this new life comes, when I pass through from the material life to the spiritual, who will be there waiting for me? Well, there is a key component of people who love us, who want us, and they are already there in the spiritual life, maybe a family member or a friend, our guides, because we know all of us who has this material moment has someone looking from us from the spiritual perspective. So we have this friend who is with us all the time, trying to guide us to the right process. But we also acquire friends, right? Remember, I'm surrounded by them. So they are my friends, as I wish or not, because I'm attracting them by my inner feelings and desires. So they are with me right now. And if I'm not change, if I keep the path that I'm having right now with my mistakes and my pros and cons that I'm doing, they will be with me when time comes from me, because they are already with me. So I'll just be able to see them, connect with them. So this is the way I can give you an advice as I'm giving to myself right now. Who you want to be with you after this life? So that is the right question. Who you want to be with you? Because that one is from your wish, your working, your design, your desire. If you are building a good relationship, so you are doing right, you are avoiding material and moral vices, you are working hard to be a better person, to control your temper, to have more patience, to be humble. So a lot of options, right? It's almost infinite, the list of qualities that we can develop. We will be attracting those who are in the same process and those who don't want that. So if I have right now a spiritual friend who doesn't want that path, if I keep hammering my life with that process, that thinking, that learning, day by day, sometimes at some point, or he will say, okay, I'm learning through this guy, so I want to be like him, so I will be with him learning, or I'll just forget it. So I will search another person who has the same vices and difficulties that I have. I don't want to stay with this guy anymore because it's just keep trying to be a better person, and I don't want that. So we will be building that company that will be waiting for us at the end of this material life right now, with our attitude, with our thoughts, with our way we will build that. So family, friends, and those who are connected with us by our way of thinking and doing, etc. So as the spirits are answering, does the spirit immediately meet those whom it knew on earth or who died before it? Yes, depending on the affection they had for one another. So yes, we can definitely say our family members who love us, our friends who passed before us, our friends who didn't incarnate right now but was there waiting for us, they will be there for us. They are there right now helping us. But again, we are not only acquiring those connections, we have other ones, and it's up to us to build and to have it. So we have unique voice, wheels, and traits. So we are unique. We were created unique, and we keep that through all our infinite life, acquiring experience, responsibilities, dealing with problems, mistakes, evolving, helping others. So that's our mission. We know, and the spirits explain, that we are co-creators. So we have God as one who creates everything, but we have intelligence and we are co-creators. So we are helping them. So we are helping it. So we are helping God on that process. Doing right or wrong, fast or slow, is up to us, but that's our mission. When the spirits were in contact with that, so through Allan Kardec findings, and every center spirit has that meeting when the mediums can contact the spirits, we understand their personality in detail. So we know, and they are talking from the spiritual realm, so they are bringing their individuality. They can confirm their identities. they have their own way of thinking. And again, that can be a good or bad way, because we carry, right, our personality from the material world to the spiritual world, from the spiritual world to the material world. So that's a continuity in our process until we are improving it, and then we bring more good than bad. So only the life, the spirit is infinity. We have a beginning, as we know, so we were all created by God. So, but then we don't have end as a spiritual beings. The only end that we see is our material moment, and then we come back again and again. So as long we need it, as long as important, we never see this life or any other that we experience as a punishment. Is actually an opportunity. So that's why we need to have a great sense of gratitude with God, with Jesus, with the spiritual uh, guides that we have, because this life is, don't think 1 second about, oh my, I'm being punished because I'm here, because I have this, or because I have that, because that difficult is happening. No, I know it's hard, happen with all of us, difficult moments, but trying to see, okay, step aside, look and think, okay, what I can learn from it. I know I'm passing a difficult, I know it's not the life that I was waiting for, but what I can learn, why that's happening with me, what opportunity I can enjoy. So, and maybe this thought is not easy for who is passing for that difficult, but if you're not having that, but have some friend or family trying to help, they trying to bring them to this knowledge, saying, okay, let's face it together, because otherwise I will not be here with you, and let's try to learn the best we can. So the spirit endures. So we have that. It's our moment, and that can be difficult, good, learning, stretching of knowledge, but we will continue. That's for sure. We know, and Jesus advises, happiness is not from this world. So we are not. There is no true happiness, and that's not does not mean we cannot experience happiness as we do. And maybe it's not in the new cell phone that I was talking about, but maybe when I help someone, right? So I think we all have that. Can be a closest person that we help it. That feeling, or when we go sleep and we see that, wow, what a great night. I sleep so well because I was going to bed with my heart light, knowing I did a good thing, knowing I helped someone, knowing I solved a problem. So that's a kind of happiness that we can experience. And that's also why, I don't know if it happened with me, and it probably happened with you as well. Sometimes we were so focused on buying something, right? So I want something, can be anything. And when we acquire that material thing, it's not that nice anymore. So it's just becomes something else, right? And that's the different happiness. Right? There is an expectation of happiness, but then we really have that. It's like, okay, so let's move on to another thing. So that's show us what kind of happiness we can have when we do charity, when we do a good thing with love, the fraternal love that Jesus never cease to talk to us, and when we just trying be happy because we have something, we possess something. So the separation from the, remember, we are the Trinity, right? The physical body, the spiritual one, which you call it perispiritual, perispirit, and then the spirit itself. So that separation between the physical and the spiritual body can have I can say almost infinity layers of possibilities. There are some general process because there is a great connection, or I can say a huge connection between our mind and our physical and our uh, spiritual body. So remember, everything is controlled by the soul, that light, which is showing here in this picture. So the big sun that we have in our body, that infinite light that is sparkling our existence as a spiritual beings, it can be more or less connected to the material, depends on us. So if I am too much connected with my possessions, it's harder for us to separate because our mind keeps us connected. So it's disengaging is harder, it's can be painful, can take long time to happen because our mind wants to keep that material existence because we are connected to things. Oh, I don't want to leave because I have this, I have that. I love so much that I don't know, that car that I have, so I don't want to leave this life because oh my gosh, my car, what happened to it? So we need to make sure that we work on that. It's no problem like things. No problem you like your car or your cell phone. But understand that is not really yours. It's just temporary, right? So that's something that will the material world will keep that for itself. It's not yours. You can use, you can have it, you can take care of that. But keep in mind that at some point that will not belong to you anymore because never was actual, right? So that situation make easier or harder. If I'm more, easygoing, I understand I have things, but that I don't really attach it on that. I understand my life will end at some point, materially talking. So I'm understand that we will live in a spiritual life. So that make the process easier. We also know there are attachment to human beings as well. So nobody possess nobody, right? Sometimes we can think that, oh, that person is mine. So I don't want to disengage because I don't want to leave that person. So again, love means connections. There's nothing wrong with that. But time comes from someone to go. Time comes from us to go, and that can happen in any moment. So I can finish my talk today and just pass. I can pass in 10 years. I don't know. But and I have my family beings that I'm have connection, but I need to understand a time for each person. And I don't say we are not suffering on that, but we need to understand that process. So we can facilitate that and not be a painful process. So again, the separation will not happen abruptly in any circumstance. It will be a path, a process, a gradual separation, but that can be easy per se process if we are more prepared. So we know our limits, we know our attachments, and we work on that. Our vices. Remember, our material vices are also connecting us with this world. So we need to think about it. I will not find certain things on the spiritual world, so I will need to come back to material to find it, even as a spirit. So that build what we call obsession, and that's another topic for the course, Get to Know Spiritism. So what's happened after? The material attachment prolongs to the process. Again, if you have it. If you have less, easier is the process. Moral intellectual life is the passage. If you have more moral development, if I understand, so both connected, like intellectual here, moral high here. So intellectual understanding is important. Moral acquires are much more. So it's good to understand, is much more understand and doing. So that is the real building. Some spirits feel they're, yeah. So some spirits, they are so connected, they keep feeling the decomposition of the body. Some people, you don't see that at all. Even the circumstance of the passing will not be feeling by that, because they were already disengaged of that situation, even if they still in the presence of the body through the process. So again, there are infinite layers. It's just this slide could be a huge series of talks and learnings, because it's really the knowledge that we have is it's amazing, it's profound, but we don't have time to go all that path. But it's important. I think the most important information is that your connections, your possessions, your attachments can influence negatively. And if you see the spiritual life and you start changing your perspective on that, is also an easy way to work in this transformation. So the soul may foresee the spiritual world, may feel ecstasy, relief, or shame. Remember, one of the things that we are not escaping on is to see ourselves as we are. And that can be painful. Oh, that can be amazing. Depends on us, right? So I like to say we are like onions. So we have many layers. And when we start, removing those layers, peeling the onion, we start crying, right? Normally. Why is that? Because in our case, when we see ourselves out of the material layers that we build for our way to see, sometimes it's hard, right? So you see we are not that good. We are not that intelligent. We are not so great at that we are thinking we were. So that's why we have this mix. Some people will, and maybe we feel differently. So maybe you are so humble that later on in the spiritual life, you will discover yourself as an amazing person with amazing qualities that you not even thought about it, right? So I don't think it'll be my case, but I like to see, I like to think there are many people like this, right? So we may feel shame because we look back in our acts and say, oh, I not did so well that I was thinking. And you will encounter our loved ones, and again, people that we build relationship. Sometimes the death can be sudden, and that can bring the path to a harder process. Not always. Again, sometimes, and there are testimonies on that. People even suffering a violent death didn't experience at all that situation, because there was a preparation that was not unforeseen. But for some, that can be more painful and more harder to deal with that. And just to the point that there is no death that is not knowledgeable by the spiritual world, only the suicide, because it's our free will acting against the path that we decide by ourselves. So it's a escape. Again, another topic important for the course. But other than that, all lives can be foreseen and can have preparation. The level of preparation depends on many things. Merit is one of them, our own merit, but all that will be, let's say, followed by that. In between, always occur a state of confusion, or maybe not always, but very often, per se, when it's kind of spirits explain that because we are changing dramatically our perspective. Even staying in the same place, if I look in now with my material eyes, I'm seeing, right? So I'm seeing walls, light, and objects. If I could see through my spiritual eyes, I probably be seeing a very different scene. So that's the life itself. So between both visions, feelings, perspectives, there is a confusion. That confusion also is connected to our intellectual and moral development. And they say it's like a waking up from a deep sleep. That happened, right, with all of us when we sudden wake up and say it's confused. You cannot see clear where we are. Sometimes we are confused. So it's kind of a similar unsurety of reality, but that's coming as we happen with us when wake up. So slowly we will understand. Otherwise, the clarity will come. Not always come entirely, because our level of evolution also affects the possibility that we have to see clear everything on spiritual realm. So it means it's something it's hiding from us. No, we just don't have enough capacity of understand everything. So our vision, that happened here as well, right? So we can see things according to our capacity of learning. There is similar. So our moral development, our knowledge will give us the deepest or not that so deep capacity of seeing, overseeing, understanding. The confusion can, as I say, take minutes, hours, months, or years. Depends on all those contingents of knowledge, attachments. So the way we are living our life will affect that transition as well. Shorter for morality, prepared spirit. So again, if you're working ourselves, that transformation also happens at that moment. Or if you're too much attached to our material things, that will be harder. So what can affect that? The confusion. The way we see ourselves, our life, the way we deal with our moral achievements, our vices, our connection with material things, with money, the way we understand life in a spiritual way. All that will help us. Oh, there is a formula, Rodrigo. There is a guide. Yeah. Gospel according to Spiritism. Get the book, follow what is there, trying to put in practice. It's possible to 100%? I don't think, at least not for me. But every small step you do it through that guide, it's a path of a better present life and future life. We lose ourselves today, right? Living a material life, we create a lot of illusions about what we are, what we can do, etc. That's not different in spiritual realm. So we sometimes will hold those illusions if you are not seeing clear, if you don't have the understanding, if you're not capable of that, or if you're denying. Sometimes we know, but we don't accept. So that's another perspective. So that illusion will be part of that, can prolong the confusion, or can minimize if you don't have that nurture. What can be after the confusion? Our waking up there. So the pure awaken calmly and serenity. High level of purity, high level of serenity. Sometimes, or many times, or maybe in the middle or a little bit less. So the level of serenity can follow. But as much we work on that, the better we will be. In the other case, if you're carrying a lot of mistakes, remember, I may be hiding those mistakes from me today. I don't want to see. I don't care, right? But when times come for me to go for the spiritual realm, there's no more way to escape from it. So I will face. My first vision will be myself, the way I am, all my problems, all my virtues. So that can bring me anxiety, anguish, difficulties, shame, as we saw in the other slide. Basically, the afterlife mirrors the life we live. That's why it's so important. We learn that today and work on that tomorrow, right? So that's as a step we can take. So death is not the end of life, but the continuation of our journey. What we are waking depends on how we have lived. Everything is connected. Who will be finding in the other life? Same people that I have right now, or same people that I'm carrying through that moment. So I want to change my company, I have to change myself. If I don't change anything, maybe my company change. That particular person decide, oh, I don't want that. So go ahead. But I will connecting new friends all the time through the way I am. So if I want to change my friendship, if I want to change the people who will be there waiting for me, I need to change myself. And that's the lesson to end this talking tonight. It recognized the true spiritist by his moral transformation and by the efforts he or she they employ to dominate their evil inclinations. So why it's that so simple and so complex at the same time? Because Allan Kardec is not saying the true spiritist is the perfect being. No. Is those who trying to be a better person, trying to dominate those evil inclinations with small efforts. So we don't need to transform. We don't need no. We may don't be able to transform ourselves entirely in one life, 2 lives, 10 lives, 100 years, thousands of years. But the efforts that we are doing on that make us true spiritists, which mean true Christians, true spirits in seeking moral enlightenment and a better approach. So that is the conversation of tonight. It's a very important topic, and I recommend you to search for more, to read it, because we all will be facing that situation sooner or later. So let's get more prepared for that. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and I hope you have, as I did, a good learning this night.
Hey, thank you so much, Rodrigo. Thank you so much for your presentation. This is a very complex topic, right? But it's very important to talk about. So everyone needs to know about the real life. Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
presentation. We do have some questions here, but we're gonna do one question because of the
Okay.
time. Okay. So we have these questions from our another brother, Rodrigo Villar. He is asking, would it be correct to say that we are not perfect, but we are perfectible? In that case, how does Spiritism teach us to reach perfection? And what model could be used to inspire us to become better?
Wow.
It's a very
So
profound.
the answer of that question could be another talk entirely, right? So it's yeah. But thank you, Rodrigo. It's amazing. So yes, we are something that I really love in this concept. So we are perfect in potential, as you said, perfectible. So God granted us with perfection, but allow us to reach that by our own efforts. So this is it's I think that's an amazing process that we are allowed to do. So we have a merit in building that perfection. And as the Spirit explained to us, the model that we can follow is for us is Jesus. So his life, his way of thinking, And as André Luiz learned in one of his book, Action and Reaction, when he addresses one higher spirit about how can I acquire knowledge to be a better person from the higher spirit. So what you guys there are discussion and learning that I can use here. And the spirit saying to him, you already have it, is the gospel. So the gospel from Jesus is the formula that we can learn and apply in our life. Doesn't matter which level of evolutionary state we are. So we all have, and that is a simple, the simplicity that is great and we can use today, right?
Mhm.
So Jesus as a model and the gospel as a way of acquiring that is our path to a better self.
Thank you. And just because we still have a little bit time, we have another one
Okay.
from our brother Publio. He's asking, returning to a spiritual life is a fact. We know it will happen one day. I think this is the only truth that we we have in the
That's the
life,
only
right?
truth. Yeah.
However, can we postpone or anticipate it? How Spiritism can help us to understand? I think this is a very interesting question too, right?
Yeah. Can we postpone or anticipate? That's the question.
Anticipate.
Yeah. So the same spirit, André Luiz, through his book Nosso Lar, was showing us that we can anticipate our process of passing through our wrongdoings, right? Our vices, the way we live our life,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not only material in a material way. Our moral way of doing can also affect that, unfortunately. So we can abbreviate our existence, and that will lead us in an extra. I was talking about the confusion, right, in between both moments. So that can also extend the confusion moment through our stay in the spiritual life. We can postpone that for sure, in the same way that if we are making a really successful life under that perspective of the gospel,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the spirit will keep us remaining here because we are really doing a good job and we can help more people. And also remember, we are here to help ourselves in that evolutionary process, so they maybe give us more time to stay as we are helping us. And I don't mean we are being receiving, oh, I want an amazing life with a lot of possessions. No, I'm just extending my time here because I can serve more. So that's another way to see
Yeah.
that. So how can I serve more my proposal to be a
Mm-hmm.
better person, but also those around me? So both way can work. Uh, and again, everything come back to us. The
Mm-hmm.
way we are living, what we are doing, how we
The
are
good or the
following.
bad, right?
Exactly. And that's perfect because we love to, at least I love to blame others. So it's your fault, not mine, right? But at the end of all things is always us. We are the responsible. So that's
Yeah.
we need to make clear and have that clear. Maybe we continue doing wrong, but at least we know we are the responsible for our
Mm-hmm.
consequence, and that's
Mm-hmm.
fundamental.
Yeah, it's true. Like, and we can do our part, but it's not up to us, right, to postpone or anticipate. Like, it
No,
depends on our
no.
actions, but they decide.
Yeah, there is a big, so we cannot see that,
Mm,
right? Emmanuel, the spirit who was a guide of Chico Xavier, say if you guys are able to see all the connections that you are involved in,
yeah.
spiritually and material, so we are all connected. So our presence here is affecting much more than we can see. So that's why sometimes we could stay longer because there's a lot
Mhm.
of connection that will
Yeah.
help on that process, sometimes not. So it's not up to us, as you say, but we should do the best we can with the life we have. So that's our goal.
That's good. Thank you so much. Once again, it was great listening to you. And I wish you a great night.
Thank
See
you
you
for you
soon.
too and for all. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Bye. Okay, so we thank everyone for the participation in the chat as well. So now we will move to the preparation to for the tonight's spiritual treatment. Pass is the transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. Passes help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with health and positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instructions or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. During the pass, the water you set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that you and your family can benefit from. We will now make a prayer in preparation for the pass, which will be our closing prayer as well. Okay, so I invite everyone to close your eyes if you wish and feel comfortable. Let's elevate our thoughts and think in God. And let's thank for the opportunity to be here one more Tuesday, for the opportunity that Jesus grant to us to learn about his teachings and the real life. Thank God for all this information, for all these things that Rod brought to us, so we can understand much better that it's up to us the life that we're gonna have when we go to the other side, the real life. This is not the life that we're gonna be forever. We are here is just a passage, and we need to do our best to become a better person in order to deserve a better place when our body dies but our soul remains alive. We thank you for everything you have done for us, God. And we ask the good spirits and you, Jesus, to protect us, our family, our friends, all the names on the vibration list, all the countries that are in war in this moment. Please bless all the people in this planet, and may your love reach all of them, and love enrich all of us as well. And we ask you to bless this week, to bless every step we need to do, our plans, and may they're aligned to your plans for us. Once again, Master Jesus, we thank you for everything you have done for us. We ask you your protection, and may we can finish this treatment, this spiritual care much better than when we started. And stay with us today and forever. So be it.
Let's get ready for the pass and water fluidification. Please get a container with clean water to be fluidified. Brothers and sisters, it does not matter where you are, what type of hardships you are going through. Jesus is always ready to come and help us. Place yourself in a comfortable position, which can make it easy for you to reach concentration and receptiveness. Breathe slowly and easily. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Fill up your lungs with air and let it out very slowly. Let tranquility and peace energies penetrate your lungs and move throughout your body. Your soul in harmony with your body feels easy and in peace. Let's imagine Jesus' passage. A clear day, the sun's golden rays illuminate the happy passage in Capharnaum. A lot of white houses, multicolored vines, and hopping birds fill the landscape with optimism. The news about cures attracted the crowd in need. Suddenly, Jesus appears slim and handsome. His tunic was hanging down to his feet. At sunset, all those with sick people hit by several illnesses would bring them, and as he placed his hands over each one, he would heal them. This is what Luke the evangelist says. Let's imagine Jesus approaching you. He holds his friendly hands over our head. Notice that from his generous hands, a waterfall with clear and pure water originated from his love come to bathe you. It flows on your head, goes down your shoulders, bathe all your being, and brings you peace, serenity, and balance. They remove all impurities and pacify you. Feel the water bathing you, cleaning. Breathe. Now, imagine Jesus as a sun before you. His light, his warmth surrounds you. Feel the healing energy that comes from Jesus towards you. He hears your prayers. Trust him. His love is endless and it follows you and protects you. It provides you with everything you need. Have faith. Absorb the healing energy from Jesus. His light surrounds you. Feel the energy going through all your body. Feel stronger and in peace. Lord Jesus, our divine friend, reach out your generous hands, Lord, and change this water into medicine for our physical and spiritual illnesses. Protect us, Jesus, with your peace. Spread those vibrations of love throughout my home, Lord. May peace, health, and tranquility reign here. We are very grateful to you, Jesus. Stay with us today and forever. Thank God. Please remember to use the fluidified water.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We will be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Conquerors Americas at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and next Saturday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. And don't forget to follow us, Spiritism Canada, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and the Spiritual Group Path of the Light on Facebook as well. Have a great night.
Jesus Christ, let us preach the peace, let us preach the love, and this world already wonderful will be much more. Get up, look at the sky, in the earth where the flowers bloom with sunshine. Let's hold our hands and be together on this road. Then we take peace and love and spread it to the world.